Hello there. Today I'm delighted to be trying one of the world's great Rieslings. This is from Maison Trimbach. It's their Clos Sainte Hune, and this is the 2017 vintage of this wine. Trimbach are undeniably one of the oldest wine houses in France, tracing their origins back to 1626. The house is still in family hands, and today it's run by the 12th and 13th generation of the same family. They do make a whole range of aromatic white wines, but they've built their reputation on their two great Rieslings, Clos Sainte Hune and Frederic Emile. The company is located in Ribeauville and has its vineyards mostly on the region's beautiful limestone soils, because their belief is that Riesling is well suited to these soils. The region here lies in the rain shadow of the Vosges Mountains and is in fact one of the warmest and driest areas of France. The family own a number of Grand Crus, but actually neither of their top wines is labelled as such. I guess the fact that the family predates the Grand Cru system by such a great degree, they felt that it actually wasn't necessary. Clos Sainte Hune itself is a small 1.67 hectare walled lieu-dit within the Grand Cru of Rostacker in Haute-Vie, and the Trimbach family have owned this small vineyard for over 200 years now. This particular plot is thought to be special because of the large percentage of stones in the vineyard and its particular Moselle calcaire, clayey limestone soils, and also there's a yellow limestone as well that's found here, and for the effect that that has on the fruit. Wines here have an average age of about 60 years. Yields are kept down to about 50 hectolitres per hectare, and they make between 700 and 900 cases of this wine a year, so it's highly sought after. The vineyard has a beautiful southeastern exposure and has been being farmed organically for about a decade now. Unsurprisingly, the fruit is all hand-picked. It will have been left as late as possible to pick to allow flavours to develop. The winemaker for this wine is Pierre Trimbach, and Pierre has been making Clos Sainte Hune since 1979. He's a 12th generation member of the family. The fruit is gently pressed in a pneumatic press. The juice is allowed to run simply by gravity down to the fermenting vessels. The wine ferments in stainless steel tanks. Temperature controls applied to slow the fermentation, and fermentation goes on for 3 to 4 weeks, so it's going quite slowly to preserve as much of the aromas as possible. Faster fermentation would see some of those blown off with the escaping CO2 during the fermentation. The wine is vinified completely dry. It doesn't undergo malolactic conversion, but that's keeping as much of the crisp acidity as possible. The wine is bottled in the spring following harvest and is then allowed to age for a further 6 years in the estate cellars prior to release. So let's have a look at the wine, shall we? Looking at it, we have a pale to medium yellow colour, perhaps slight greenish hints, but there's a reasonable intensity of colour. Swirling it, doesn't particularly cling to the glass. It's 13.5% alcohol. It's not a light wine by any means. The aromas are beautifully pungent. There are notes of lime blossom, but there are also sort of flinty, sulphury struck match notes from the fermentation. But again, the limey fruit and the lime blossom aromas reassert themselves there on the nose. So let's have a taste and see what we think of it. The wine is very pure and precise, and gosh, very crisp. There's a wonderful intensity of lime and more lifted lime flower perfume. But there is this very crisp, almost rapier-like mineral acidity cutting right through the palate. The wine has wonderful intensity, but is only sort of light to medium bodied. The 13.5% alcohol just about imposes itself on the mid-palate. It's not dominating, it's not giving particular heat. There is a little bit of, I suppose, slightly gingery spice as a result of it being there, so it's not undetectable there. But the most prominent feature at the moment is this really crisp, acidity right at the front of the mouth there. It's causing me to salivate. It's giving these sort of long, pithy lime flavour notes to the finish. Lime pith, maybe a little bit of sort of stone fruit note as well. But yes, with lively mineral acidity, keeping that alive for a long period. This wine has only recently been released, to be honest, and I think you have to realise that it's probably best left for another 5 or 6 years before drinking. Impressive though it is now, that will help the fruit to open a bit, and that will help it to better balance that really sort of zinging, sharp acidity up the front of the palate there. But yes, a highly impressive wine, lovely concentration, beautiful fruit intensity and purity, and those flavours are lasting really, really well. So yes, this was Clos Sainte Hune 2017 from Maison Trimbach. Thank you very much for watching us. I do hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, do please leave us some comments, do feel free to like, share, any of that would be great to see. Also, consider signing up and following us on YouTube. It would be great to be able to see you again for a few more of these tastings in the near future. Thank you very much. Bye for now.